Welcome to the February the 15th, 2000 taping of It Happened in Grand Prairie, as we bring you the history of people who live in our city that have done some remarkable things historically and are continuing to make history till this very day. And this is our history tape number 389 as we continue in this February to celebrate Black History Month. And we have a splendid lady along with her wonderful son who have come to us today to salute her in a most special way. And Johnny Stanton, I want to welcome you historically to this set. You've been on the show a lot of times of It's Happening in Grand Prairie and one other time on the History Show, but this is a special occasion. This is a spotlight just on you, and we're here to laud and applaud you today because you have had some significant happenings in your life in the last, I'd say, 3 months. So with your permission, if you would look out into your camera and let's reiterate your genealogy a little bit. Tell us the name of your parents and brothers and sisters, or anything you'd like to about your early life.
My name is Johnny Stanton, as you said. First, it was Johnny May Pitts, and my mother is deceased and father, both deceased. My hometown is Pittsburgh, Texas, in the deep heart of the East Texas, and all of my schooling was in East Texas.
All right, give us the name of your mother and father, even though they're deceased, and your mother's maiden name.
My mother's maiden name, Florine Pitts Johnson.
Okay,
Yes.
and your dad's full name?
My dad's full name, John, was his full
John
name.
was his
John.
full name.
Yes.
Oh, that's wonderful. Do you have any brothers or sisters, Johnny?
My only brother deceased.
Is deceased. Would you
Yes,
like
ma'am.
to name him for your?
His name was Vesely.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. He got hurt playing football back in the 40s.
Yes.
And so that's...
You lost him.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Now, going in Pittsburgh, Texas, when you grew up, did you go to the Pittsburgh school or did you go to another school in your elementary grades?
Elementary grades, I went to a school in Pittsburgh. It was in the rural,
Yes.
and it was Harvard School.
All
That was my elementary.
All right. Did you have a favorite teacher or a favorite subject when you were going to elementary?
Oh, yes, ma'am, surely did.
Okay.
Both of my teachers when I was going to elementary, both of them are still alive. One was a cousin of mine, and she has a farm still at home.
And her name?
Her name, Beulah Jones.
All right.
And we visit her a lot. And her son was my playboy, and he played football, professional football with the New York Giants, Homer Jones.
Oh, how
And,
wonderful.
So she is still alive, as I said, and we go there and just have a good time on the farm. And the principal who was there at that time, Mac Turner, he is in Dallas, Texas. So he has been here in Dallas for several years now. I see him awful.
It's so wonderful that you keep in touch with these folks.
Yes,
That is really great.
really.
And from Pittsburgh school, elementary, where did you go to school?
Okay, high school, I finished Fred Douglass High School
At Pittsburgh.
at Pittsburgh.
You didn't get very far from home, did you?
No, sure did.
All right. Did you ever have to work when you were a kid and going to school, like do any kind of job at home? Did you have to wash the dishes,
Oh,
iron
yes.
the clothes, and do all of the things that some of us had to do back in those ages?
Oh, yes. That was the Saturday day. On Saturday, that's when I washed all my little clothes and got them ironed and everything ready for the next week. No clothes at that time was kind of few, you know.
Yes.
So got all of them ready for the next week, and it was just a routine thing, you know, to do.
What was your favorite subject in high school, Johnny?
My favorite subject was English.
English. Okay.
English.
All right.
Not that I speak that well, but that is something I always liked from a child, you know, was English.
All right. And leaving Pittsburgh, where did you go, Johnny?
Leaving Pittsburgh, I went to Tyler Barber College,
All right.
and came back to Pittsburgh and Barbara there a while, and then from there to here.
Tell me about barber school. That's exciting.
Barber school was very...
Was that fun?
Yes, it was. It was
Yes.
a lot of fun because most that I went to school with, it was ladies. Some girls just had finished high school like I had, but most of all was veterans.
Yes.
It was a lot of veterans from different states, and so they could tell us a lot of, things.
Yes.
And there we had a little singing group. We had devotion every morning before we went into class, and it was very exciting. It really was.
That sounds wonderful. All right, after barber school and going back to Pittsburgh and barbering a while, where did the life take you then, Johnny?
Life brought me to Grand Prairie.
All right, who did you know in Grand Prairie that saw that you needed to come to this wonderful town?
Okay, my mother was
mother.
here.
Your mother
Yes,
was
ma'am.
here. All right. And did your mother move to the Dalworth area or where in Grand Prairie?
Okay, she did move to the Dalworth, my mother and my stepfather.
In what year?
In 1944.
1944.
Yes, they
That's a
came here.
magic year.
Yes,
Okay. They came here in 44, and what year did you come following that right along?
Following them, I didn't come to live until 50. I only came to
visit?
visit.
And when you came to visit, what'd you think about Grand Prairie? It was a little old bitty burg then,
It was a
wasn't it?
little, that is right. I didn't think, but it was fun because it was a lot of girls and boys my age, and so we just had a fun time together.
Okay.
And I look forward to coming here, all the time.
All right. Now, you're going to have to tell me when you met A.G.
Well, when I met A.G., it was in East Texas.
Oh, it was in East Texas?
It was in East Texas.
Okay. All right. You found him in East Texas, and did y'all court very long?
About 7 years.
About 7 years of
7
court. And I'll
yes.
tell you one thing, he was a persistent little rascal, wasn't he?
Oh, yes, he was.
Oh, that
Yes,
is
he
great.
was.
And would you name your little family of yours and AG's, please?
Okay, my family is Rhonda, my daughter. She is the oldest. Then Arnold and Lawrence, who is to my right.
All right. Okay. And Lawrence is the baby?
He's the baby.
Is he spoiled like all babies are?
Not now,
Not
but at
now,
that time he
but
was.
at that time, I bet he really was. Rhonda really ought to have spoiled him, especially having two little brothers to come
Oh,
along. That is
yes.
wonderful. All right, and where was Rhonda and Arnold and Lawrence born? Down in East Texas
No,
or here in Grand
here,
Prairie?
here in Grand Prairie.
And you had already moved to Grand Prairie, Texas. You and AG moved to Grand Prairie. What did he move you here for?
Well, we were here. See, we married here.
Oh, you married
Yes,
here?
ma'am. We
Okay.
married in Dallas.
Oh, you did, and that is great. Okay.
Not a big wedding, but we had a courthouse wedding.
Oh, that was great. And when you married, what were you all doing for a living? Were you working at barbering or what?
Well, some was doing some barbering,
And
he
AG was-
working at the plant.
At the plant. Okay. And what did he do at the plant? Was that North American or Chance Vaught or
No,
what?
he worked at
Timco?
I think it was Timco.
Timco.
Is where he worked.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
And that was an exciting place to work because that belonged to the United States government and was a real wonderful job. And
That's
what
right.
did you do when he was working at the plant?
When he was working at the plant, I was more or less working. I worked at the Hendricks Brothers store,
Yes.
and then I worked for the Donnelly's
Dr. Donnelly?
nursery,
Nursery.
Mrs. Donnelly.
Mrs. Donnelly,
The
okay.
Young Texan.
Yes.
That's what it was, the Young Texan nursery.
Yes. Oh, that was a real famous place.
It was.
Right off of Moore Street up in Grand Prairie,
In
Texas.
Grand Prairie.
Yes, that is great. And doing that, whatever brought you to work for the city?
Well, I volunteered. I was a volunteer at the center, and it was a big event, was getting on the way. And one of the employees who worked there, I knew her, but I had no idea, that they needed help. So when I went up to help at the volunteer event, Well, she spoke to me, and that was Addie Turner. Said they was in need of help. And she said, you would fit right in for the job. And I didn't think too much about it. And when I knew anything, well, Mrs. Johnson, Mineola Johnson, who was the director at that time at Dalworth, and she brought me an application.
Yes.
And I filled the application.
All right.
And Donna Brasher was the, I think she was the superintendent. I do believe she was. Anyway, Donna is the one who interviewed me.
All
and
right.
so she told me the job was mine.
All
and
right.
so that was it.
And for the Parks Department, you went to work for the Parks Department in what year?
1973.
1973, and only recently retired. But I'm going to wait and show and tell some of the good things you have here. But I got to talk to Lawrence a little bit. Lawrence has been so patient over there waiting for us. Lawrence, we're just really excited and congratulate you for having a mom that is just, she's just stupendous. She has been to Austin, she's been to so many places representing our city, and has done such a remarkable tenure with the city of Grand Prairie, as well as her church work and otherwise. But I just want to get from you, the baby of the family, did you go to the Grand Prairie schools?
Yes, I did. Went to Dalworth as an elementary school.
All right, Dalworth Elementary. You have a favorite teacher during your elementary grades?
Oh God, it's been so long ago.
That's a long time ago, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yes.
Yeah.
All right, and then did you go on to Grand Prairie High School?
Well, I went to Lee Junior High School. That's a junior high.
Oh, Lee. Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. I forget about the middle schools. Oh, Lee Junior
Yeah,
High.
then I went-
Do you have a favorite principal or teacher or anything there you'd like to remember?
Oh, so long ago still.
That's a long ago still. Okay. And from Lee Middle School, did you
Went
go
to
on up to
North Grand Prairie High School.
North Grand Prairie High School? All right. Do you remember anything about North Grand Prairie High? Were you into academics or sports?
Neither really, because I went to a lot of games and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But mainly just going to class and stuff.
And what was your favorite subject of all?
Well, I liked art a lot.
Art.
I liked biology a lot.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is really great. All right. And what is it like to be the son of a real famous lady from the Dalworth area?
Well, that's feel all right, because like I said, she showed me a lot of different things, a lot of pictures that she's taken and that's been
Yeah.
taken over, and a lot of awards and stuff. This is about one of the first time I got to get involved in something like this with her.
Yes.
So it feels real good.
Well, when you were growing up, I know that she paid a lot of attention to you all, but did you feel disenfranchised with her paying so much attention to all of these girls and the kids at the recreation center, or did she draw you in the loop a little bit?
No, I didn't feel bad about it, because she always had a lot to do with other people anyway and stuff, a lot of different kids.
right.
Even growing up as around the house and stuff, we had a lot of friends come over all the time.
Oh, that is wonderful.
So it's had a lot to do with a lot of people.
All right. And what do you do now?
I work for a paper company
Oh.
over in Grand Prairie.
Oh, you do, how wonderful. Aren't you glad to have him nearby, Johnny? Yes, that is great.
I never stay really too far away, 15 minutes at the most, so I always used to drop by.
Oh, that's good that you're keeping tabs on Johnny and be sure that everything's all right for her. Well, we really do appreciate your being here today to kind of have another member of the family. Is there anything you'd like to tell us about Johnny that's a secret that we can put on this television show? Do you think she's a good grandmother?
Oh, yes, she is. Because
Yes.
she's getting to spend more time with the kids now since she's not working and stuff.
Yes.
So she get to keep them every day, so they see her every day.
Oh, some of them come up every day.
Yeah, 'cause I bring-
Is she a good cook? Tell me about her being running a
'cause,
house.
well, she taught me how to cook, so
Oh, she did.
I was learning how to cook as age 6. I was in the kitchen learning how to cook. So I learned how to bake pies, cakes, cook, make candy, just about anything.
Oh, I think that is wonderful. Well, Johnny, before we get into all of this, all of your awards and everything that you've done with the city, we want you to tell us about the grandchildren. We want you to name them and to whom they belong and all that good stuff. Would you do that?
Okay. Hope is the Chad is the oldest.
Chad? Oh, and he belongs to whom?
He belongs to Arnold,
To Arnold, okay.
and he's at Grand Prairie High
All
now.
right. He is, okay. Is he into academics or sports?
I think he's on the work kind of on a work program.
Oh, that is good. That's good.
Yes,
Getting
ma'am.
that good experience.
Oh,
We got to
yes,
have that.
yes.
So Chad is the first grandson.
Chad is the first,
All right.
and he is Arnold, and Arnold has 2 other children.
All right.
Aaron,
All right.
which this is his first year in school,
All right.
and Rachel, she is anxious to go, but not ready yet.
Aha, but it won't be long, will
Won't
it?
be long.
Oh, that's good.
And
So,
then we have Hope. She is Rhonda's daughter.
okay, and
so-
where is Hope?
Hope is at Adams.
Adams Middle School.
I should think of that because she thinks there's no other school but Adams.
Oh, isn't that the
so
truth?
she is there, and she played in the band and very active, you know.
Mm-hmm.
She's one of those energetic, you know, children's.
Yes.
And we have Selena and Marina, and they are Lawrence, 2 children's.
Are they
and-
twins? The names are perfect.
No, they are not everybody mostly think.
Yes,
So that's
uh-huh.
my Tuesday morning job mostly, is
Oh.
taking them to the library, storage.
And they're how old?
They are 3 and 4, because
3
Selena
and-
will be going to school in August.
Oh, it doesn't take long. And then I'll tell you one thing, Lawrence is going to have to start printing money to send those 2 girls on to college and all of the good stuff.
That is
Lawrence is smiling like he knows what his work's cut out ahead for him, isn't he?
So Lawrence didn't tell you, but he was manager of the Kentucky Fried Chicken
Oh,
when he was in high school.
how
The
wonderful.
one on Main Street.
Yes, I
He
know the
was
one on
man-
Main Street
yes.
that's now a Chinese place, I believe. Yes, well, that's congratulations. That was a good place. I've eaten a lot of your good Kentucky Fried Chicken from that very spot. Okay. All right, now let's get down to working for the city. You began in 1973.
73.
And what was your first job? Was it at Dalworth?
First job was Dalworth.
Have you ever gotten away from that Dalworth Recreation Center to do anything else for the city?
Yes, I have. I worked about 3 months at Charlie Taylor.
Uh-huh.
Sure
Recreation
did.
Center. yeah.
Recreation Center. And enjoyed it very, very much.
Yes.
Because work with the children, well, it was older children's
Yeah.
what I worked with there.
Yeah.
But we had a good time.
Uh-huh.
Sure did.
What's your favorite between Charlie Taylor and the Dalworth Center?
Well, we not with.
Oh, you have
Just
to have.
enjoyed both of them, really.
All right,
really,
you're going to give
really.
them both an A plus,
Both
aren't
an
you?
A plus.
All right, tell me about the different clubs that you've organized at the Dalworth Recreation Center. There's several, and tell me a little bit about those.
Well,
The Just Say No.
the Just Say No.
Uh-huh.
The Just Say No Club is, I guess it's just really a part of me. The Just Say No Club organized it in 1987.
All right.
And the Let's Talk About It Girls Club.
Now that's
which
the one.
was, oh yes, that was one all of them very dear to me. The Just Say No, it was a spin-off of the Just Say No, the Let's Talk About It Girls.
Uh-huh.
And that was in '88. And then the parents, IPC, the Enrich Parents Committee. That was where bringing the
Parents on
parents
board.
together, yes ma'am, to help, I said, chaperone, advisory, and just to really be there for the kids.
That really strengthened your program then, didn't it?
It
Get the
did.
backing of those
Yes,
moms
ma'am.
and dads.
And we had some very good moms and dads, you know, too, and also senior citizen. Then organized the Willing Worker Singers, and it is a spinoff of the Senior Citizen Club.
When did you organize Willing Workers?
Willing Workers, I'm thinking it was probably about '87 because we had a Black History program.
Yes,
Is what started, and we had people that like to sing, and I like to sing myself. Not that I sing well, but I do like to sing. So we just started, you know, before the Black History program, and therefore
Been
we was
singing ever
able.
since.
Yes, ma'am. We were able to participate on the program. So we sing at homes. If we are anywhere that we are asked, that's what we try to go wherever.
Is this sponsored out of the rec center or through a church or what?
The rec center.
The rec center?
It is yes, ma'am, the rec center.
And you have people from different churches that come and
that
sing
come
with you?
and sing, that's
I
right.
think that's just great.
Yes, everybody's welcome, to come.
And how often do y'all meet?
We meet about twice a month, actually, because more or less someone will call and want us to come,
Yes.
And if it take more time rehearsals than 2, well, we will do that also.
And that way you're all up to snuff every time.
That's right.
And you all sing at special senior citizens celebrations. I know
Yes.
for us, I've heard your group sing several times there. That is just wonderful. Now, all of these things that you do, Just Say No, Let's Talk About It Girls, the IPC, the Willing Worker Singers, how about church?
Church?
Tell me about your church.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, church, I belong to McIntosh Chapel, Christian Methodist Episcopal.
All right.
And then shortly, it is CME Methodist.
CME.
CME Methodist. And my church is actually on the same street. It just on the west end of Beaumont Street. So have been there ever since it was organized, and since I've been out here in 1950. But when I first came here, I participated with the AME, Evening Chapel, AME Church. But I work in the church on the district level. I am the president of the Students Board. And on the conference level, it's the same, I'm the Christian Relation Commission on the Christian. And that is work that I do all the time, actually, outreach work.
That's just commendable. All right, now, working with the city, I know that we have some certificates to show and tell. You've been written up in all of the regional papers around this place, and you also have made trips to Austin. You've been honored by Keep Texas Beautiful. And do you have any of those certificates or anything, or did you just bring about 3 little old certificates with you?
Brought about 3.
But you have a lot more at home, don't you, Johnny Stanton?
Yes, sure do.
All right, let's show and tell some of these that you have. Why don't you hold that one up right in front of you, and let's talk about this one. And that's from the Grand Prairie NAACP, in appreciation of your many years of service and dedication to the community, presented to Ms. Johnny Stanton by Ollie Daly, the president, in December the 12th of 1999. Now that is a beautiful, beautiful plaque. And know that, that you're working for a wonderful cause there, and to be singled out by the president. Any comments on that?
Well, it was a surprise.
I bet it was.
A big surprise, because I was going to Sunset Baptist Church on that Sunday night, especially to hear the all-men chorus, because they had men chorus from the different various churches, and even Dallas was here representing. And they first said on the last they were going to recognize some people that had done outstanding work, and it was Mr. White. I think he was first, and I'm just sitting there enjoying, the glory of what he had done.
Yes.
And next, they went on and on. It was someone, and then they spoke about this person would be retiring shortly. And I kind of looked around, and everybody was laughing because they knew. And
they knew who
then
was
they
retiring
called,
and who was getting a plaque,
That's
didn't they?
right. And they called my name, and so I went up, was very surprised.
Yes, and very honored.
That's right.
All right, let's see your next one. This next one that's coming up is real special.
Okay.
And that
This
one, yes.
is from...
Who is this one from? That's the Just Say No to Drugs Club, Dalworth Recreation Center. With love, thank you for all you've done for us. Your support, commitment, and love have made a huge difference in our lives. You set the example we strive to follow. And it says, Dear Mrs. Stanton. And I don't see a date on that. We wanted them to date things like that so we would know what year that happened. But it looks like you have about 40 or 50 boys and girls signature on this. Do you know what year this happened?
This just recently, this was presented to me on the 19th January, on the 19th of January.
Okay, of
Let me see,
2000.
was it 19th? The 25th.
Oh, the 25th.
25th of January.
Oh, okay, 25th of January 2000.
2000.
We're going to have to write the back of this plaque because we don't want anyone to ever forget the date that this was presented.
That's
and that
right.
is so splendid. What do you think about that group?
Oh, that they are loving, loving, loving.
And they make tears
Yes.
come to your eyes.
Oh,
What are you
yes.
sitting there with tears in your eyes for, Johnny Stanton?
Oh, boy.
Of happiness, aren't
Oh,
they?
yes, tears of happiness.
Yes.
Because when I go back to the center, well, you know, it just, they are glad to see me and I'm glad to see them.
Yes.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you've made good boys and girls out of those that might have just been treading on the edge, don't you think?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
yes.
And I just know they won't forget you, and I just love all those little precious signatures that are there. And some of them have their letters backward, and some of them have them almost upside down, but you know
Yes.
how meaningful all of that is
That's
to you.
right. That
all right,
is so
let's
right.
get to your next one now. I think you
Okay.
have one more.
The next one.
Real special thingy
yeah,
there.
This is a special one also.
Oh, yes. Now, certificate appreciation from the city of Grand Prairie, Texas. Be it hereby known that this certificate is presented to Johnny Stanton, Dalworth Recreation Center, 1973 through 1999. I wish you'd have stayed there another week or two so we could have put 2000 on
2000
there.
on there.
In recognition of the valuable service, contribution, and commitment toward the betterment of our community and the citizens who live here. The enthusiasm and pride you have displayed through your efforts will forever stand as an example of good citizenship and the spirit which makes a city a great place to live, work, and play. And by the authority vested in me as the mayor of the city of Grand Prairie, Texas, I have issued this honor on this 14th day of December, 1999, and it's signed by the Honorable Mayor Charles England.
Yes.
Yes. Isn't that wonderful? All right, we have 1 minute now to wrap up this interview. We've just played with all of your awards and everything, and Johnny, I'd like for you to look out into your camera and just say thank you to those that made all of that possible for you.
I would like to say thank you to the ones. As the one thing, I give all the thanks and praise to the Heavenly Father for allowing me to, I say, do the little that I did do. And I thank my supervisor, assistant supervisor, all of the Dalworth area, and especially the children, the administrative, I really do. Mark Hinatten, Ron Dempsey, and I cannot leave out Ron Neely, who we have worked together down through the years. And also Mrs. Jackson, who has always been by my side, and many, many others. So it has been a pleasure, it was a pleasure working for the city of Grand Prairie. And I tell them I still enjoy everything, I'm still working, but I'm just not on the payroll now.
Way to
But
go,
I still
Johnny.
enjoy it.
Thank
very
you,
much.
Johnny Stanton.
Yes.
Thank you, Lawrence. Appreciate your being here with your
Glad to be
sweet mom, and salute both of you all. And this is Ruthie Jackson reminding you that history is as we live and do.
Yes.